So hello and welcome. Today we are going to have discussion on a very important topic. Till yet you have seen my audit and assurance series videos and only one solitary video on the key risk areas, which was on the education sector. This video is about the key risk areas for the renewable energy. The renewable energy sources are wind, the sun, rain, waves, tides, geothermal heat, and others. And we can see that these energies are renewable because they transform the way we see and feel. For example, the sunlight shines on our skin and we feel the warmth. The wind moves the clouds and the kites, and we can see and feel the evidence of energy transfer. Renewable energy projects can be of different types, like the solar energy, like including the photovoltaics and thermal, or wind power, bioenergy like crops and waste, wood pellets, hydropower including the hydroelectricity, and tidal energy. The renewable energy is considered as the future, and it has evolved through many challenges over the previous 2 decades, and now considered as little bit more worthwhile investment than ever before. However, this investment carry its own risks, and these risks are still evolving. The risks are still high to own, build, and operate renewable energy plants. Historically, investments towards fossil fuel powered generation capacity was more worthwhile. However, world has understood the importance of reducing carbon emissions and giving incentives towards the renewable energy projects and reducing the dependence on fossil fuels. Also, politically, it was required to take initiatives to reduce carbon emissions to protect ozone. So, you might be aware of the 2011 Japan's Fukushima nuclear plant disaster. This event was caused by 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. Since the Chernobyl disaster, which happened in mid-80s, the Fukushima crisis was the most severe nuclear power plant accident, and it was classified as level 7 on the INS, which is the International Nuclear Event Scale. This event also triggered to the global need to enhance focus on the renewable energy. So now let me just read out some of the data relevant to the renewable energy, which is actually the study was done by IRENA, which is the International Renewable Energy Agency. The capacity, generation capacity of the renewable energy is increased by 10.3%, that is 261 gigawatts in 2020, and the cost continues to fall. I mean, like whether it is CSP, which is the concentrating solar power, which is showing a cost reduction of 16% in 2020, and similarly there is cost reduction in the onshore wind by 13% and the offshore wind by 9% and the solar PV by 7%. Renewable energy projects are more exposed to financial risk from an early stage. Also, political and regulatory risks are associated and are very important historically as well as a current risk. Another factor is the weather. Weather-related risk affect the volume and the capacity of these projects, like for example wind power projects we can talk about. So as per a study, the IRENA has said that the 800 gigawatts of the existing coal power plants cost more to run than the new solar photovoltaics or onshore wind projects which are commissioned like in 2021. So hence like if we retire these coal power projects, the plants, it will save around $32 billion annually. And from the carbon emission point of view, it will protect 3 gigatons of emission annually. So it all can be avoided. Isn't it a big figure and good achievement if it is possible? So though there are various advantages of renewable energy, such as the sources of renewable energy make it more sustainable because of the availability. Also, renewable energy have healthy impact on the environment. And the earth is not being damaged due to the less waste products actually, as well as the renewable energy has reduced operating cost and the maintenance. For example, you don't have to refuel an industrial generator again and again. So let's come to the key risk areas in the renewable energy and understand that what type of risk exist there. So financial and investment risk. As compared to the fossil fuel generation, the current electricity generation capacity for renewable energy is not large. That means more facilities need to be built globally. However, this also shows that investors need to make a huge investments with the long recoupment periods. So to solve this problem, to bring the investor, it is more driven by the governments in fact, rather than the individual investors. Then there comes a political and regulatory risk. Like it's a risk of a change in the public policy. For example, different governments offer different subsidies, or they give different reduced taxation, or profitability is having more and more support from the government. So these are like some of the things which can impact from the regulatory point of view. It depends because on the political scenario you are existing in. Around 2004, I worked for a wind power project, and we were working, at the initial stage, we were talking to a company to bring this technology and implement it and started in Pakistan. It was working there as well before. But at that time, it was very difficult for us to get tariff approved because of this political scenario. I don't want to discuss in too much detail that. Then unpredictable weather conditions can expose to volume risk. The risk of fall in volume of energy produced owing to the lack of wind, for example, or sunshine. This means that the reduced capacity is there to generate energy. Another risk is business strategic risk. This risk is affecting the viability of the business. That's why the feasibility is always very important on these type of projects with the help of experts. For example, the risk of technological obsolescence. The same thing when we are working on an airport project, for example. The technology changes so quickly that you need to invest again and again on the new versions and on the new technologies. Building and testing risk. This is like the risk of property damage or third party liability arising from mishaps during the building or testing of new plants. Is identified, actually this is a critical risk as per the, I mean, like they have, if you see in which geography you are working, you need to understand that what type of liability risk you can be exposed to. It can be huge as well. For example, one important liability risk is also highlighted due to the exposure to continuous low level of hum of the winds. I mean, like when the blades move and that they create a sound and all. So this has reported the health problems. In fact, the sleep disturbances, headaches, and many other diseases. They are called the wind turbine syndrome. Then comes to the market risk. This is the risk of increase in the price of commodities and the other inputs, or decrease in the price of the electricity which we are selling actually. And then the operational risk, which is the risk of unplanned plant closure. You can have, for example, owing to the unavailability of resources, plant damage, or maybe component failures. So this is also one of the possibilities. So this was a small snapshot of some of the key risk areas of the renewable energy. If we brainstorm, I mean, we can make a long list and we can come up with more and more risk associated with this. I'm thankful to all the references and support given. I'm giving a list here who have provided me some information about this. It's a very important area and an area of interest for me personally. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe my channel and expect some more interesting videos. Thank you.